Got the chat. All right, we're live. Howdy, howdy. It's Tuesday. Time for Attack of the Androids every week. Usually attackoftheandroids.com. Check the show out. You can check it right out. You can Chromecast it right to your TV and check it out. We have an IRC room.
Mm-hmm.
That's Ronery. Whoa, it's actually not very Ronery. Hello, IRC world. All right, lots of good Android stuff to talk about this evening. We'll start things off.
For centuries, we've been warned about little green men.
Now, they are coming. They're coming for you. Prepare for the attack of the Android.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Tuesday, December 9th, 2014. This is episode 142 of Attack of the Androids. Every Tuesday evening right here at attackoftheandroids.com. Check it out. I'm Matt Lee. That's Eric Finkenbro. What's up, Eric?
Not much, Matt. Welcome, another Tuesday edition.
Also joining us, Nick Carroll. How you doing, Nick?
Hey, pretty good. Glad to be back.
Good stuff. Attackoftheandroids.com/live. We got an IRC room there. You can hang out. Any questions, comments, concerns, Android related, right there. We'll start things off. I got a little, like it's snowboard season, so we got the Whitefish ski resort app, and last year, you know, we check it to make sure the snow is good and all that, and every time you would exit, it would force close. So today, I was like, you know what, I'm sick of this. I left it a rating, and I was like, I will give this more stars when you take all of that money that all of us have spent on passes and ridiculous inflation of lift ticket prices throughout the years, and you know, hire a developer to make the app not crash when I exit it.
They offered you a job, didn't they?
I get a reply, and it made me feel bad for a sec for like being kind of rude, because I was kind of rude, you know. And it was like, here, I have it here. Apparently, there's just one person who does all of this. They wrote me back and said, "Hi, Matt. I will install a Moto X simulator so I can test with your particular model. Unfortunately, I'm the lone developer of both iOS and Android apps, plus the website, plus the backend and internal tools, etc. I'm hopeful that a more modern app can be released this spring with better layout, less bugs, push notifications, etc. Thank you for your patience." And then today, I noticed there was an update to the app. And you know what doesn't force close anymore? The Whitefish Ski Resort app. Vindication, listeners. Vindication. All you have to do is write a snarky review and then start a conversation.
Just goes to show your vote matters.
That's right. Your vote definitely matters.
You can make a difference.
So now it doesn't crash, which is cool. But I do feel your pain for being the only person there when they have obviously a large budget and none of it is getting funneled in your direction. Like, that sucks, being the guy that has to deal with all of that.
What is this? What does this app do? What's the point of this app? Is it very complicated?
It gives you the daily snow report. It tracks. You can put in your season pass number, and it'll tell you how many vertical feet you've gone. It has events, all that kind of stuff. You can look it up. It's on the Play Store. It's called the Whitefish Ski Resort app, Ski Whitefish. But
yeah, I don't think that it's so bad that you complained. I mean, isn't that the point? Like, the feedback.
Right. Done, right? I just feel bad that there's one guy with this place. They just, like, Whitefish Ski Resort bought it from Big Mountain, turned it into this condo-infested thing. There's so much money there. None of it's getting funneled into this poor gentleman or lady's job of keeping their back end, their front end, their apps for both iOS and Android. Like, that's so much work to have one person do. And you, as a developer, Eric, you can attest to that.
Yeah. I understand what you're saying, though. Yeah, that would suck if it's all on you and
Yeah.
whatever. And who knows how much experience.
And I offered if they wanted to come on the show. And the webmaster wrote back and they said, thanks for the feedback. I'm sorry the app isn't very good on Android yet, but I honestly wouldn't even call myself an Android developer by any stretch of the imagination. I'm just a web guy that worked up an app for both platforms using a translation framework. There's no way I could learn Objective-C Swift for iOS and Java for Android well enough to build pure native apps and also still be good at the PHP, MySQL, CSS, JavaScript, etc. that I use daily for my main site. Just not enough hours in the day, nor brain power in my head.
Well, at least he's modest.
Yeah, well, you know.
So this guy, they hired him and they're like, okay, so we want you to make a website. And then at some point his boss was like, hey, so why don't you make an app too? Maybe 2 apps? You know, just in your spare time. 2
different platforms, yeah.
BlackBerry,
it's your 10% project.
if you can make a Windows Phone port, when you get to it, no big rush.
Yeah. So, have you heard of Tizen? We're reading about this Tizen thing. It'd be really nice if you made an app.
Firefox OS, is there any way we could, is there a portability here that we could do? But yeah, I thought we could do it because we do a show about that, and this was local, and I was like, that was neat. So, yeah, how are you fellers doing? What do you want to talk about?
We have a litany of topics.
Go for it, Nick.
Okay,
Your
so
choice.
actually, this is not one of the topics that I chose, but I thought it was kind of interesting. It's a article by iMore, and they actually compare some of the biggest tablets out there on the market. And naturally, since they're a iOS website, they compare the 2 latest, iPads. But they also compare a couple Android tablets, Google's Nexus 9, as well as Samsung's 12-inch Note tablet. And I would say it's actually fairly objective, but only issue I actually had with the article was that they decided to go with the 12-inch tablet rather than the 10-inch version of the Note tablet. But other than that, they did a fairly good job of outlining the differences between them. So.
Well, what I really like about the article is that, like you said, they have the iPhone, or not the iPhone, the iPads in there too. So if you were taking a serious look and ecosystem was not either not a big deal to you or to the person that you're trying to help, like this is a really good overview of what probably are the top tablets that are on the market today. It has the it has the Dell Venue 8, the Shield tablet. It has the Surface Pro in there too, because for a lot of people, like the Surface Pro tablet might be the best tablet for them based on what they do for work or things like that. So I liked it. I thought it was a really nice rundown. Yeah. And I'll admit I didn't read the article because I really didn't care. I just liked the
presentation.
Table of comparison.
The pictures?
Yeah. Well, I like the presentation as well, and I thought it was well done.
Yeah, it's just good info.
I'll mention too we got a 32 gig Nexus 7, the second gen, got Lollipop today.
Cool.
Girlfriend not that thrilled.
Oh.
The biggest beef was?
Oh Lord, what?
They changed the buttons.
Those bastards.
Right? You just got me used to this, and now you change my buttons?
That's one of the interesting things is, there's all these brand new tablets that just came out, but there's tablets that are just a year old that are actually still pretty good, like the second Nexus 7, and Asus and some of these other brands are still trying to go for the 7-inch tablet market with modest, to high-end specs as well. So the 7-inch form isn't dead, even though the bulk of the tablets we see on this are like 8 inches and larger. But it's nice to see that there's other options out there as well that are pretty decent. They're not just the $50 tablets.
Yeah. And those all come with malware free of charge. Good deal. I mean, I know people that'll pay a lot of money for some malware, so. Let's see. Google makes the SDK and other goodies available in a DVD package for offline use. Very helpful. As you know, not everywhere has the internet. So if you're somewhere where there's no internet, this could be right up your alley. Android reporting.
No internet or data caps. If your main internet, because of where you live, is, let's say, 4G and you only have 2 gigabytes, you can't even download the SDK with all of the different components of it.
Yeah, it's like 30 gigabytes all told for the entire set. So if you're in a country where you can't download that, or even enough of the sections that you want, like the videos and tutorials, yeah, that'd be a hard thing to get. But if you're in an area where you can download all that, maybe print it out to DVD, you could then use that at a later time and just carry it around with you, even if you have limited or no internet access.
Well, I was thinking too of I was going to contact the local one here and see if I can get this, because I'd really like to see it. It's not just the SDK that comes in this package. You have documents for Google Cloud, for material design. You have videos from the Google Developer YouTube channel, like videos on Android development, a whole course on using Android App Engine, things like that. Like this is sort of like
the
really nice package.
Android website on a disc and the full Udacity course video, like HTML5 games, the UX, mobile, all that. Think of all the internet you're gonna save, And in these dire times, as we all know, these dire times when internet is a resource that needs to be rationed, we can't run out of internet, because that happens.
Well, yeah, even if you're in the States or Europe, where the bits are plentiful, it can still take all night to download all that. So
I saw something, I think it was on Facebook, that T-Mobile was like, we're bringing back unlimited plans. Like, good for you, T-Mobile.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Yeah, Go ahead, Nick.
I was going to say, it'd be interesting to see if it actually is unlimited, because their unlimited plans have been in the past, like 5 gigs, and then we throttle your data or something like that. So I wonder how this new policy is.
Well, let's look it up. Well, I'm pulling up the article right now.
And 4 for $100.
Yeah, that's tempting.
10 gigs of LTE data. So that's not necessarily unlimited, is it? $100 for 2 unlimited 4G LTE lines, or 4 lines for $100 with 10 gigs of LTE. So that's all right, I guess. So could you just get 2 of the 2 lines with unlimited instead of having 4 with a limit? I'm confused.
Yeah, I thought it was, well, I'd only scanned the article, but I thought it was actually 2 and it was unlimited, but if it's more and it's still limited, that's pretty cool.
It'll be cool if we can actually get some T-Mobile up here. But it's good that there is another carrier trying to do that.
Well, the fact that it's 4G too is pretty neat.
Right.
And T-Mobile's 4G, I mean, from what I remember, it's pretty good. I mean, I don't know. Maybe my bar is fairly low in comparison to other people, but I was getting on 4G the last time I used it on T-Mobile, I don't know, like 15 down, I think. That's not bad. It's just not the 30 or 40 down that maybe people see with other carriers.
Yeah, I'm on AT&T myself, and my wife is on a Sprint MVNO. I think it's Virgin Mobile. So she has really bad coverage, and I have really good coverage. So
I wouldn't be surprised, though, if the carriers, like, if they know that those are speed test packets, so they're going to let ones go right on through. But as soon as you're trying to do anything with it, they're like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Those are Facebook packets.
Yeah. None of this Netflix stuff, yeah.
Netflix packets. Slow that shit way down. Whoa. Let's see. Ooh, TechCrunch reporting that the Nook device sales down 60%. Microsoft, we're out. No more B&N. What's up with that?
Yeah,
Mobile done with Microsoft's agreement? Is that just because the contract ended and they didn't choose to renew, or did they like kill it early?
It's probably along those lines, and I think they pretty much went with that contract out of duress because I think Microsoft, I think, essentially threatens legal actions against like these OEMs, Android OEMs, pay these licensing fees, or we'll go to court. And so a lot of these OEMs, like Barnes and Nobles, with their Android tablets, they'll pay Microsoft a set amount of money per tablet that they sell, and so that's where this contract comes up. But they've been working with Samsung for the last year in producing their latest Nook tablet, but even then that hasn't helped them. So they probably can't afford. They're probably not in good financial shape to keep.
Bucks too, right? They're talking about the partnership 2 years ago that started this. It was $300 million that Microsoft invested to create Nook Media. They said an SEC filing reveals that B&N is buying back Microsoft's 17.6% position in the company for $62 million.
Wow, not a good investment.
Didn't exactly take that fixer-upper, fix it up, and then flip it, did ya?
What did they really do? Like they did some investing,
They made media.
They made media. Well, yeah, that's great. That'll really pull in customers. The Nooks stayed the same for the most part. The only difference that I've seen in the past couple of years was that when they teamed up with Samsung and they produced a Nook tablet that actually did not look that bad. It just there was nothing that made me want to buy it. Like there was no hook. It was just another tablet.
Yeah, I think it was like a lower-end Tab series. I'm going by memory, so I could be wrong, but I thought it was essentially a Samsung Tab series tablet, but the less expensive one, not the higher-end one, and it just had some like Barnes and Noble apps on it, and it was essentially that was their new Nook. So
yeah, and I think that's okay. I think that's fine. Like, it doesn't have to be like a custom piece. If it is just a specially branded
Android tablet,
yeah, that's fine. But there has to be something that makes me want to buy it, and there was nothing. And from Microsoft's standpoint, if they invested this money, that's a pretty, it's not 50%, but it's still a pretty sizable investment. You would think that they would have pushed to do something a little bit more visible, something to stir up sales, and they didn't.
Yeah. I mean, I was only vaguely aware of Samsung's partnership with Barnes and Nobles for the Nook tablet, but I was honestly completely ignorant of Microsoft's involvement, really. So, I mean, that just goes to show they didn't really put much effort into. I mean, when you got a Nook tablet, what Microsoft services are you getting out of it? What's the benefit? What's the Microsoft tie in it? I mean, because
it really goes to show that no matter how much money you throw at something, it won't necessarily fix the problem.
Yeah, and Microsoft, they have their own slates now, and they've got all these partnerships like with the NFL. They're trying to pimp out their own tablets, so I'm sure they don't really care too much about the Nook.
Overpriced to me in comparison, and maybe it's just because I'm not that market, but like every time I've looked to get like when I ordered the Chromebook or when I was getting tablet, like I look at them and then I see the price and I'm just like, that's ridiculous. I don't want it.
Yeah, don't want an $800, $900 tablet. Yeah.
At all, especially when like the Nexus 7 does the majority of what that'll do.
Yeah, for $230.
It's not the form factor for the price, I think, is what it is. Like in my mind, like I can't reconcile having a tablet that costs the same as a full-on desktop gaming.
Or an Ultrabook, yeah.
Yeah, totally. Oh well. I like here it says that the Nook brand had been struggling for several years, but the company today announced dire news. Dire. The Nook segment of DNN saw year-over-year quarterly revenues decrease 41.3% from 2013 levels to $64 million.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's not really news. It's just more of the same old depressing story.
Did you guys see? And we always make fun of these when they come out. The luxury Android smartphones. I posted this on the Android Facebook page, Attack of the Androids Facebook page today. That just goes to show you put anything in leather in a zipper, people will buy it. Lamborghini having the Tori 88, which is a $6,000 Android smartphone. $5,000. Oh dear.
At least it's a high-end smartphone, unlike the Virtus, which typically are like low-end.
Much better than the Virtu, internals wise.
Yeah.
This one has the Snapdragon 801, 3 gigs of RAM, 20 megapixel rear-facing camera, 8 in the front, 64 gig storage, and should, not saying it will, Droid Life reporting that it should come running with Android 4.4. So.
Yeah, I mean, that'll last a couple years, you know. You have that much money to spend on a phone, I'm not sure that even matters, but...
How suave this old gentleman looks using it.
Yeah.
I mean, people see you on the street, that just says money.
If you saw this person like in the airport, like wouldn't your first thought be, "What a dick"?
Yeah,
Look at
right.
his phone.
Yeah, pretty much.
I don't really. I don't understand who this is targeting.
What's the point?
Yeah.
It's like those.
Overconsumption of goods and services in a very like look at me type of way. It's a
Well,
very
yeah, I'm sure his trophy wife and his mistress probably don't mind.
I'm sure it pairs perfectly to his Lamborghini Bluetooth in his Gelato or whatever the hell. Oh yeah, I just feel like we should always poke a little fun at the higher end market whenever the chance presents itself.
Yeah, we thought the
It's like solid gold phones, or like Swarovski's crystal. Like it's just a gimmick.
Yeah. Like I dipped this in the tears of 1,000 blood diamond babies, and here it runs faster and never force closes because of that.
It's perfect.
Yep. You're basically taking like any old smartphone, wrapping it in this like blingy bling, putting the Lamborghini name on it, upping the price $4,000, and there you go. Can I get this on Verizon? Can I get it subsidized? Can I?
Yeah, it's subsidized for $5,000.
Yeah, right. On a payment plan for a 10-year contract.
See, now Sideslide in the chat has a really good idea. Leather and a zipper. Could it be the GIMP phone? Why don't we have a GIMP phone?
That's true. That could be for all the leather daddies. This is your phone. Lamborghini leather daddies. Step right up.
And we have a show title.
Lamborghini leather daddies. All right, VLC finally out of beta for Android, available in the Play Store. Android Police reporting. I've always liked VLC. Never really used it for Android, but maybe I'll start.
Yeah, I've used it for Android, but I still ended up going back to MX Player, but it's actually much improved because I tried it a couple years ago, and I had to download an APK just to even run it, because it wasn't on the Google Play Store like it is now, and it was really rough. It would force quit or whatever, but I've been using the beta version.
Complain about it?
Yeah, they got one app developer and they're developing for iOS and Android. It's pretty bad, but
corporate up my ass all day long trying to get these reports done.
That's right.
I got people leaving snarky comments on YouTube. I don't need this.
But it's gotten better. The UI isn't as good, but I think if they keep working on it, it'll get better. VLC on like the PC, for example, you can change out the skins, so maybe that's an option they can do in the future. If they haven't done it, I'm not aware of it. But the default skin, I'm not a fan of, and it doesn't integrate as well with like the lock screen and stuff like that. Maybe they'll come out with some support for that. But I'm excited to hear that it's now 1.0 and it's now out there on the Google Play Store. So it seems like they're actually going big time. And if they put the same effort they do on the mobile platforms that they have done on like Windows, it should be really a market leader. And the other similar products should probably watch out and keep trying to innovate to stay ahead of this app.
Yeah, 1.0.
Do you feel like this is?
Oh, go ahead, Eric.
Do you feel like this is maybe 2 years too late? That we really don't care. Like if this was on what do you call it? Not honeycomb.
BlackBerry.
Gingerbread. If this were on BlackBerry, Nick, that is exactly what I was going to say.
5.0.
If this were on Gingerbread, we would care. But now it's sort of like, okay, well, I have MX Player, I have all these other options. It's not VLC on Android is not as much of a killer app as it is on, let's say, Windows or any other platform.
I definitely agree. It doesn't have the mind share that it does on a Windows platform because, yeah, it was late to the game. Like, ES File Explorer has its own built-in video player that plays all of the stuff I normally would use VLC for because VLC wasn't there at that time.
Yeah, I can.
And stuck with it for, since, they've updated it and made it better. Like, that's now my video player. I just use this one.
Yeah, I can't think of any files that I put on either my tablet or my smartphone that I haven't been able to view so far. If MX can't do it, like BS Player, and I've got a couple others as well that I can just go through. But I also installed VLC in the chance that I would need to use that. But honestly, between MX and BS players, respectively, I haven't had to go to VLC because literally everything I've got that I've ever downloaded or acquired legal backups of worked just fine. So.
Does MX Player have Chromecast ability? Do you know?
That's a good question. Let me check. I have a couple other apps that do that, but I don't know if that does.
But I've also been using Mobo Player. That was the one I was.
Mobile Player. That's another one I've got. I love that.
But then ES, like I use that for my File Explorer anyway, so to cut down on apps, like I just use that because its video player does also play everything.
Yeah. If this does it, I don't see it anywhere, but it may, and I'm just not seeing it. But maybe the other apps will. But
I don't see it in the VLC screenshots. Yeah, I'm just trying to download it now. Like that would be a good feature. That would be something that puts it above the other ones. Is if it has Chromecast ability.
And they're saying here the VLC doesn't have the Chromecast support baked in, obviously. But soon.
Yeah. I use AllCast and Castaway to cast videos to my Chromecast in the living room. So that's the only two programs that I've used for that. But it'd be nice if these other programs could implement that. Or theoretically, you could see a couple programs kind of merge functionality, maybe work with each other if they're two different developers,
Yes, please. Just all work together to make these apps suck less. That would be fantastic.
Yeah, so I'll definitely check out the latest version of VLC and try to use it with some of the files that I've got and see how it works. But I know I've tried, using it in the past where like I would, play a video and then have to unlock my phone to pause it and like there was nothing there to do that, stuff like that. So, but that was a while ago. Then maybe they've implemented that.
All right. Let's see. Google mobile results from Droid Life reporting now 100 to 150 milliseconds faster in Chrome for Android. Now, you're going to notice that this is so much faster.
Yeah, it's actually been kind of an issue with Chrome and I think other browsers that use WebKit. I don't know the technology behind it, but I know there's historically been some sort of latency involved just in using it, and that's something that they've fine-tuned over the last couple of years with Chrome and Android at least.
Right, they call it prefetch.
Yeah, and then now they've got this sort of advanced prefetch feature, which sort of start pulling down the data you need based on what you're starting to type, stuff like that.
In an era of having to ration data, is this a good thing? This might make you run out of internet faster.
Yeah, I do wonder what the data usage is for that. Same thing with some of these other well, yeah, this in particular, I would say is it would be something to look at. Like I would compare, trying to do the same thing, and look at your data caps, see, forget the name of the app there where you can check that. So.
I like that they call it speculatively prefetching.
Yeah, that was the word I couldn't think of.
Instead, waiting for user clicks, which tell browsers other resources that need to be fetched, hence the reactive term being associated. But yeah, anything to speed it up, right, is good. I mean, this, a little here, a little there, makes a better overall experience.
Yeah, it's something I haven't really noticed in the past recently, but now that I'm aware of this technology, it makes me want to try it out. So apparently you have to enable the flag for that to even work, I believe.
Well, I'm totally in on this idea. This is great because, I mean, every time I go to a web page, I keep thinking that is 100 milliseconds I'm never going to get back. And
you know what? Those add up, Eric.
They do. How many
milliseconds in a second?
That's like tens of seconds a year.
That's
of
right.
My life.
When you're on your deathbed, you're going to be like, man, I wish I had like 10 more seconds.
Mm-hmm.
Waiting for something to load. Oh well. Google's all about the speed.
No, it's good.
It is good. It's really good, Eric. Let's see. Unlock your Chromebook with Android 5.0 Lollipop Smart Lock. This is kind of cool. I'll be able to mess around with this a little more eventually if the Moto X gets Lollipop here at Verizon. And,
yeah, it's something they're testing out on developer mode right now, and in that I know you do have to enable it with the flag. But that looks like it has potential. You know, it's kind of similar to if you have like a smartphone and your smartwatch, and you want to unlock it, you know, when it's nearby, or a trusted device, you know, like a car, you know, to unlock your phone, you know, to where you don't need a pin. This seems like a similar tool. It could be pretty useful.
But you do need to have, so you have to have two things. One, you have to have a Chromebook, which you set to the developer channel updates, and you have to have a Lollipop device.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I really wish they could have made this 4.0 like, you know, compatible.
Yeah.
And for a while there, honestly, it was. I mean, we were getting these flags in. They're not there anymore. Because there are 3 channels. There's the stable channel, the beta channel, and the developer channel when you talk about Chromebooks.
And Canary.
And isn't Canary developer?
I thought
it's beyond developer. It's like really rough code.
Like really
okay,
rough.
so you have 4 different kinds.
Just trying to be complete, Eric.
No, it's good. But at the very least, this feature was in beta channel like a few months ago. It didn't work, but it was there. I had really high hopes because I was like, oh, okay, it's going to be coming out soon. Because typing in, you know, a very long, you know, alphanumeric with, you know, basically gibberish password that I generated on LastPass is not my favorite thing to do to log into my computer.
Really?
Yeah, no, not at all.
Good to know.
It does bum me out that this is only for Lollipop devices.
Yeah.
Well, maybe they can introduce it for older versions later, but that may be their incentive to get people to move people over to Lollipop. So.
Sideslide in the chat says, I meet the requirements if I can find my Chromebook. well,
good for you.
See how well it works. It seems like it would work good.
If you can find your Chromebook, how do you lose your Chromebook?
It's so small.
It's so every day. Don't even know. There's not even an operating system on it. I lose track of it.
Let's see, what else? The budget wireless charger showdown. Ooh, do you guys like wireless chargers? In my experience, which is very limited in these things, they don't charge all that swell. I would just as soon plug it in. But, you know.
Yeah, that's something I've been doing a lot, but since I've been doing it a lot, I'm actually very intrigued by this article. I was actually reading through Reddit and saw this link, you know, this link to the XDA article, and I was like, whoa, this. So this weekend, I'm probably going to pick me up one of these. I just haven't figured out which one yet, but I'm pretty attracted by the idea because I do have a smartphone with wireless charging, and I'm always having to plug it up, and it's just kind of a pain in the ass. So. But you can get these for like $10 to $15, you know, from the links here, you know, that on this page, and there's like a half dozen of them, so that's pretty cool.
I liked it when I had my Palm Pre because it was sort of magnetized, and you could just like set it on there, and that was good wireless charging. I think that's the only time I've ever consistently used wireless charging. Any other time, it just feels, I don't know, sort of tacked on extra work. I don't know why.
Yeah, I mean,
if you add up all of the time you save not having to plug your device in, with all of the nanoseconds you're getting saved from these Google searches now, like you're really extending your life here. Really,
we're up to 20 seconds.
Google is basically extending your life. Is what it comes down.
Did we talk last week? I don't remember if we talked about it on the show, like the do-it-yourself add wireless charging to your phone.
No, we should mention it. It is kind of cool. It's a cheap little thing on Amazon for like $10 or something.
Yeah, it's just like a little thing that plugs in. Here, I'll look up the. You talk about it. I'll look up the link.
Yeah, you can basically. There's 2 different versions. There's an A version and a B version, and it just is the orientation of the USB port. You know, but it's a little thin piece of electronics. I don't know what you call it. And there's a little ribbon that plugs into a USB port, and then you would basically put it inside of a TPU case or some other case, and then you can now set your non-wireless charging phone on a wireless charger and charge it. So it's a little slower, because it is wireless charging, but I mean, for like, I can't even remember the price, but it's relatively inexpensive. I think it was under $20 for it, but there's two different versions. Under 10, wow. Yeah.
And then you also need the base station, assuming you don't already have one.
True.
Yeah, a wireless charging station, that's true.
Like $20. But yeah, you can do it all from scratch for like $20 or $30.
Yeah.
Now the problem is it does, because it's not built in, if you sort of go the do-it-yourself way, you lose access to your micro USB port because that is plugged into the little module.
Yeah.
But do you need it at that point?
Well, if you want to transfer files, or if you're
not
in a place where you don't have
wirelessly. What year is this, Eric?
Yeah, you could use AirDroid, but yeah, it is faster using USB.
Good God.
What Nick said, it's faster using USB.
Plus, it charges at the same time faster. But yeah, whatever.
Very true.
It's a trade-off.
Awesome. Unless you're using a case on your phone, and if you don't have a removable back, then you just have this weird thing hanging off.
Just dangling.
Just get a phone that comes with it if you really want wireless charging.
Get an Nexus 6, or does the Moto X have wireless charging?
Which one?
The Moto X?
No. Not mine. The new one might. I don't think the new one does.
I don't think the new one does. The Nexus 6 does, but that's a tank.
It's a dumb gimmick. So there.
But really, if you have something larger like a Nexus 6, you probably wouldn't want to use it because it'd probably take longer to wirelessly charge that than it would be to use their quick charge.
With a way to turn my whole desk into just a wireless charge.
I was just thinking that.
Right? Why do I have to set it here?
There is a mod.
Set it here.
There is a mod where you can basically you just put it underneath your desk. You drill part of a hole and then
by your desk and then don't touch it while it's charging because you might shock the shit out of yourself. But it will wirelessly.
I wonder how powerful these things are, like how close it has to be. Because you could, maybe if you had
a coil where it just arcs to the phone and blows it up.
You have to set it down.
Yes.
From the bar. You have to throw it on the table and run.
Yeah.
I was thinking more of a glass top on the desk, but your idea is also good.
With your Faraday suit on. Awesome. Well, we'll put a link to that in the show notes at attackoftheandroids.com if you want to check out all the budget wireless chargers. New Nexus 6 now available from U.S. Cellular. Who is U.S. Cellular?
They're actually the fifth largest provider behind T-Mobile.
MVNO or?
They're not actually an MVNO. But they actually have their own networks, although they've sold some of them recently to Sprint or something like that. But they're actually fifth largest U.S. carrier, yeah. So they finally get it. So that's kind of interesting. To be honest, when I first heard of them, I thought they were an MVNO as well. My wife was considering using them a while back, but she switched, ironically, to an MVNO. But they're a regional carrier, and they now have it. So that's kind of interesting. And it's kind of interesting that we now have 5 carriers in the U.S. that have it, and there are some Canadian carriers that still don't have it. There's only 3 Canadian carriers total that have it, and they're having a really hard time getting it in Canada.
Well, what the hell, Canada? What's the matter?
They're asking that to Google. Why can't we get our phones?
What's the matter? We're just like you. We're just more north.
We're just nicer.
Sometimes.
So they seem to have pretty wide coverage based off of their map. Do you know, are these guys GSM? What's their deal?
I want to say they're GSM, but I don't remember, to be honest. I looked into it a while back, but I don't remember.
There's a lot of blue indicating that they cover Montana.
Really?
So that could be another option.
Where would I go for this?
I will put a link in our little chat.
LTE capability. Ooh, I like that capability. Damn.
It looks like they're CDMA.
Really?
Well, I'm double checking though.
Backing off of Verizon's towers? Huh. Interesting.
Yeah, it says here U.S. Cellular operates a CDMA network, according to their legal page.
Well, good for them. Way to break up that monopoly. Actually, it's not. We have AT&T here. I can just as easily go to. But I have this unlimited plan. It's like,
That's how they keep you.
it is. Except they make it hard to keep it. I'm not going to add another line again. I have like 18 lines here. Let's see, what else? Ooh, Sega? Sega! Eric! Sega!
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 Yeah, it looks like
Sega sale on Google Play? Is this happening right now as we speak, these very words?
yes. They have 5 titles.
Whoa.
And
Crazy.
some of
They're
them,
not great titles, though.
yeah, some of them used to be more expensive. I think Crazy Taxi was closer to $5 or $10 when it first came out, and it got reduced now to 99 cents for the sale. So that's cool.
Crazy Taxi, Sega and Sonic All-Stars Racing, Virtual Tennis Challenge, Afterburner Climax, and Sonic Jump. All 99 cents. I like the first comment here. It says, picked up most of these through Amazon's free app of the day.
Oh wow.
Well, there you go. Sega.
Yeah, I think this would be more interesting if it were, you know, some of the cooler games like Jet Set Radio or something. The only one that might be sort of appealing is Crazy Taxi, and that's just for the like Dreamcast nostalgia. But
Well,
even that,
Afterburner, right? Afterburner was all right.
I never played Afterburner.
That was the one at the arcade that you could sit in, and it had like the actual airplane joystick. You were in the cockpit, and the thing moved. But
Oh
then,
yeah, I remember that now. Now that you mention that,
yeah.
it looked familiar, but I couldn't place it. But now that you mention that,
I don't know if that's what this version is, because this was a different. It was after.
wow.
Something else.
Yeah.
But I would imagine it's the same-ish.
Yeah, it looks like it's until December 11th. So
Sega.
I think I'm gonna have to pick this one up. I'll do that after the show.
And continuing with some games, you guys had Mojang's TCG Scrolls.
Yeah,
What
it's gonna be like I was watching it, like it looked like it was like a turn-based strategy combined with a card game. It seemed pretty interesting. It's been in development for I want to say at least 2 years. And you know, now that Mojang was bought by Microsoft, it's kind of funny that it's debuting on Android. You know, I think they did say that it'll be released on iOS soon, though.
Yeah. It does look pretty good. It's not my style of game, but it looks like they spent some time with the animations, and it looks like a pretty decent title. So I'm sure for those in that genre, it'll be something for them to check out.
Yeah. It
And
looks
I think
fun. It was going to be $21 though. Like I think on the PC version it was $21, but thankfully on this it's either $5 or $4.99. I'm not sure what they landed on. So that releases in 2 days on Thursday, the
Nice.
11th, December 11th.
We'll throw a link. You can check out the official Scrolls launch trailer right here. And in the show notes. At Tech Androids. Cool. Let's see. Ooh, this is kind of interesting, and we might actually see some of this at CES this year. Me and Ant from Smartphone Photographers and Dan Patterson are going down there from the Signal for CES this year. We'll be able to play with some of this new Oculus gear. Samsung is now powered by Oculus with this little headset they're coming out with. $200. from Samsung and AT&T.
Yeah, the catch. Yeah, the catch with this is you have to use the Note 4 with it. So if you have a Note 4, that's where this really comes into play here. But the advantage to this is like if you have like the Oculus Dev Kit, that's like $350 to buy that, you know. But here it's like $200 to buy this, and if you already have a Note, you would basically use it with that. And it's actually a higher resolution screen than what you have in the Oculus. The Oculus uses, I believe, a 1080p screen, although it is a Samsung screen. I think it's the same one used on the Note 3. But this is a Quad HD screen, so it's even higher resolution than that. So it is a limited market, though.
Gear
This
VR.
is part of Samsung's problem. Like they've started to fire people to cut their salaries because they're not doing as good as they've been doing the past few years. You know, these things sort of ebb and flow. But it doesn't help your case when you make these things exclusive to one freaking phone.
Yeah, the most expensive phone out there, really, unless you're, a Lamborghini.
Unless you're upgrading from the Vertu to the new Lamborghini model.
Yeah.
Yeah. It makes
Gear
little
VR
sense to me.
Similarly to Google Cardboard, with a phone providing the processing power and display needed for the experience. But instead of cheaply assembled paper holding up the handset, Samsung and Oculus have worked together to create something that looks as though it should serve a function on its own. But it doesn't.
It is a bit of a niche market.
Yeah. It's a $200 accessory, requires a Galaxy Note 4, like I said, and only a Galaxy Note 4. Any other phone, including Galaxy Ones, are not compatible, though a variant tailored to the Galaxy S5 successor is expected next year. Yeah, that is weird. Is that them just testing? So little soft launch? Just a little soft launch, guys.
Yeah, I would just spend. I mean, how much is an Oculus right now?
$350 for a dev kit to DK2, but it's the whole thing. So
You know what? Dig deep, buy an Oculus. If you really want this, buy that. And actually, there's a thing. What is this? Oh no, it's another thing about the stupid Samsung device. Yeah, just dig deep and save up your money a little longer and buy the actual Oculus Rift. This is a waste of money and time.
yeah, the consumer version is supposed to be out sometime in 2015, if I remember correctly. So I'm not sure what the final price on that would be, but obviously it'll be an upgraded version of what we see in DK2. So
I thoroughly enjoyed South Park's episode about the Oculus, where they're all stuck in the customer service feedback loop. I can totally see that happening. Oh, man. Let's see. Nick, you got the HTC RE Camera and a cool dock for it?
yeah,
You made a video unboxing it. How did that go?
it went pretty good. I'm actually trying out a few things on my channel just because of this product, just in terms of how I'm filming, what I'm doing, where I'm.
You using the RE right now for this hangout?
No, although in the future you will be able to use this actually for Hangouts.
But
It's
you
a
can't right now because of
No.
software or what?
Software.
Oh, okay.
It's a feature they're going to have in the future, but they'll allow you to do streaming and
So you can't just plug that into your laptop and use it like a webcam?
no. Although you can use it wirelessly, this can become, any smartphone can become your viewfinder for it. So you can basically point it
Not
wherever.
HTC? Any?
Yeah, my Nexus 4, I've been using it as a viewfinder all week, so I've been using it to test it.
How is it? Give us a little...
The video quality is much better than my Nexus 4 smartphone, which admittedly isn't saying much because this is a 2-year-old mid-range smartphone, but considering this is a little tiny handheld device, half the weight, much easier to carry, and there's no viewfinder to deal with, it's pretty easy to use, and the software works so far flawlessly. It hasn't crashed or anything like that. And I've been able to position this a number of ways. It also has a little screw at the bottom where you can mount any sort of a tripod accessory to it, or any sort of a larger tripod, or anything that uses your standard tripod mount. And HTC has their own accessories that they sell with it as well, and I bought one of those as well from Best Buy, and I tested that. So I've got this whole YouTube video series where I go through the process of ordering it online, getting it in, testing it out, and buying the suction mount for it, and then using this in my car. So I've been sort of exploring this. And the cool thing about this is that it's better than any other mobile camera that I've got. I do have a Canon T3i, but that thing's like 20 times heavier than this, and it's a pain in the ass to use. So as a very small YouTube channel, this has options for me in terms of vlogging and doing other things that, you know, is even better than my smartphone, you know, for using that purpose. So that's why I'm interested in this product. That's why I picked it up, and that's why I've been using it in my YouTube series. So
I think it's very interesting how, you know, once you see it in person, how small it is. I mean, it's smaller in height than your Nexus 4.
yeah.
So, but it does just it looks so goofy.
It does look goofy.
Cute and quaint.
Yeah.
I think it'd be funny just seeing what that looks like on a tripod mount. Like it's just like a head looking at you or something.
Yeah, little periscope.
It reminds me of that show, The Snorks. You remember that?
Yeah.
Time ago? Little underwater creatures with little snorks on there. Yeah. It's a snork, basically.
It's a high-tech snork.
The HTC snork.
They're missing out on an opportunity.
Right? They could have brought that back with force.
That's right.
Snorks. Good stuff. Let's see. We're about out of time here. I got a letter from Google Play. I thought this was kind of interesting. It says, "Dear Google Play customer, we strive to provide you with the best experience possible across all of our products and services. We take pride in giving you the tools to use Google Play the way you want, including the ability to control how you authorize the purchases on your account. We understand some parents might have been charged for in-app purchases made by young children who did not have permission to make those purchases. As a result, we also understand that those children have been punished, they're grounded, they will never see the light of day again. We've also added tools to help parents avoid unauthorized in-app purchases by their young children. We're also offering refunds in certain cases in line with our agreement with the FTC. Our records show that your account was previously charged for in-app purchases. If any of those charges were the result of annoying children between March 1st, 2011 and November 8th, 2014, and you haven't already received a refund for those charges, you might be eligible. In order to make the refund process as quick and easy as possible, we encourage you to click this link." Google, you know so much about me. I would expect that you would know that I don't have children. But
You might have a niece or a nephew or a kid you've kidnapped. You don't know.
I will take back those in-app purchases I made. I was drunk, Google. I was purchasing everything. But yeah, if you were, and we talked about this a while ago, I guess when it was happening, that like, oh, they're giving their kids tablets, and their kids are like in-app purchasing up a storm, buying like small islands and stuff, you know. So this is kind of not pushback, but this is what came of that. So if any of your charges, I'm sure all of you Google Play users got a message in your email, or will be getting one shortly, about this. You can get a refund. If you bought a game that sucked and missed the refund window, here's your chance. Get that 99 cents back.
Well, it's only for in-app purchases. Is it
Right.
not?
Not for actual apps, yeah.
So if you had, you know,
Dungeon
Before
Keeper.
Judgment with Dungeon Keeper or Candy Crush. Oh.
Good stuff. So, I think that's it. Was there anything else we wanted to mention?
I don't know. I gotta see if I have a book pick for this week.
Oh, are we doing book picks? I haven't finished that one, so I'm still.
Well, we can hold the book picks then. That's fine.
I think that's a good idea. Got some articles over on BreakingModern.com if you want to check that out. Some more app picks. I wrote one up about Ghostery coming to Android. You guys check that out if you've used Ghostery. It's kind of interesting to. I did some comparisons, and when the article goes live, we'll play a little game where you go and you have 3 tries to find a site that has the most ghosts. You know how Ghostery counts how many of the third-party cookies and trackers and all that stuff. Like if you go to attacktheandroids.com, on Ghostery you'll see like 5 or 6. Go to like Engadget or something, you'll see like 25 or 30. You go to like TechCrunch, you'll see like 45 or 50. So we're gonna play a little game in the comments when my article gets published on Ghost Reef for Android over on BreakingModern.com, and we'll see who can find the site with the most third-party trackers.
Interesting.
So, check that out. I know, Nick, you have a YouTube channel. You also have been doing lots of neat little Android unboxings and whatnots.
Yeah, I'm doing a lot of little things. Basically, if you just look for Nick Carroll on YouTube, you'll find me. Very tiny channel, less than 150 subscribers, but it's something I've been doing as a little hobby off and on the last couple of years. Just anytime I pick up a gadget, I unbox it and try it out, put it on screen, and generally get mixed comments in the YouTube comment section.
Because people need that. I feel like more real unboxings, not like, oh, the company just sent me this thing, so I'm going to open it and tell you how awesome it is. Like, Nick will tell you if the thing sucks, and that's good.
Yeah, and I've had like, odd videos like a Nexus 7 Camaro modification where I just use a inexpensive $15 case, and now I have a tablet screen in my car or whatever. So, and those end up getting the most hits, so.
Nice. And Eric?
Nothing for me personally, but my wife did launch her Etsy store. So if you like handmade stuff, right now she's working on like handmade jewelry. I think she'll be doing some more jewelry that involves like circuit boards and stuff. In the near future.
And
so,
if you don't know, Eric's wife is who made our Attack of the Androids logo there.
Yeah.
Beautiful painting.
She's very talented.
That you
Which is why I
lost.
keep her around.
I'm so sad that you lost it.
Okay, no. It was not lost. Somebody stole it
What?
out of our room. Yeah.
So there's an Attack of the Androids thing hanging in some maid's room somewhere.
Pretty much. Yeah.
That's phenomenal.
They don't even know the treasure they have. It's gonna be like a lost Da Vinci.
The value.
Basically, you stole the Mona Lisa. You basically just stole the Mona Lisa. So thank you. And yeah, I think that's gonna do it for us. AttackOfTheAndroids.com. I should mention we'll have some new intro music coming. Got my brother working on. He made the beats for some music we're making. He's making some stuff for Ant for the smartphone photographer thing. And for my show on Breaking Modern, which will be coming soon, he's making some intro music for that, and maybe we'll use some for this. It'll be good. So if you need some music made, let me know, and I'll let him know, and then we'll all know. It'll be good. And you can also email us. Where's that, Eric?
That email address is show@attackoftheandroids.com.
Right. Leave us a message, 406-204-4687, and make sure to follow us on all your favorite social networks. For AttackOfTheAndroids.com, I'm Matt Lee. It's Nick Carroll, Eric Finkenbro. We'll see you all next week. Be safe.